In 2008, 1 week before our daughter turned 4, our entire world changed. Until that day, I had believed that our daughter's delays were merely temporary, something that more therapy could fix. But hearing the word autism changed everything. This was a lifelong disability. I went numb. It was devastating. Somehow I stood up and carried our sweet little girl to the car, buckled her into her seat, and sank into the front seat. And sitting there, a fire began to burn inside of me. That fire would burn for several more years as I went into overdrive, doing whatever it took to fix our daughter's circumstances. Our young family's world instantly shifted from soccer games and birthday parties to doctor's appointments, therapies, endless IEP meetings, and constant battles for resources. By 2011, after our daughter experienced a major medical crisis, I reached my breaking point. I felt exhausted in every way. I felt isolated in my pain, and I questioned God's goodness.
Abby's first grade year was beyond hard, and nothing went as planned. School was supposed to be a place for her to learn and grow, but instead, everything was just a struggle. Every medical intervention we tried during that crisis backfired. Her anxiety became so severe that she had constant meltdowns and self-injurious behaviors. For weeks, I spent sleepless nights on the floor of her room just trying to keep her safe. Our home became so chaotic, we had to send our 8-year-old son to go live with his grandparents. And then, Abby shut down completely. She stopped eating, sleeping, and even speaking. We felt so helpless. That year, I missed over 40 days of work, and I knew something had to change. I had spent 15 years coaching football and pouring into young men's lives. This is my dream and my calling, but how could I continue investing in other people's kids when my own family was struggling? My wife and kids needed me, and it was clear I'd need to resign from coaching. What I didn't know yet was God was calling me to a new purpose. I had to trust Him with my dreams and fully invest my energy at home.
Our story is really the story of many of the families that we serve. 1 in 6 children in the U.S. is diagnosed with developmental disabilities, including autism, ADHD, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome. Look around your table. Maybe you or someone you know is walking this journey right now. A friend, a family member, a coworker, struggling in silence. Our daughter is 21 years old now and still requires 24/7 care and will for the rest of her life. Families like ours will never be empty nesters. As friends plan vacations, spontaneous dinner parties, pickleball games, graduations, weddings, and visits with grandchildren, we will still be providing round-the-clock care, planning for a future our children will one day face without us.
For families like ours, this is not the exception. It's the daily rhythm. Vacations, dates, and social outings are rare and easily canceled. It's the invisible cost of love, stewarding a hardship no one expects until it's their own. This is life on the hard road and what inspired the name of our organization.
Here's what we hope you'll remember from this conversation. Families with children with special needs are walking a lifelong road many people can't even imagine. At Hope in the Hard Road, we're building practical, ongoing, and hope-filled solutions that meet families where they are and invite them into a community that helps write their next chapter. In the next few minutes, we'll share where this organization is now, where we're going, and how you can partner with us. This year alone, we've served 468 families, and our community continues to grow. Every month, we offer multiple events and practical resources, including educational webinars and podcasts, Hope Community Group Bible studies, and our community care fund for families facing crisis. Altogether, we host 88 events each year and provide dozens of resources. But tonight, we'd like to focus on 3 key areas of impact.
The first area of impact is dads. Dads are often silently suffering, carrying their family's burdens. They head off to work each day, exhausted from sleepless nights, with no one at work fully aware of what's happening at home. Over time, all that stress can lead to serious health complications. That's why our men's programs are so crucial. They give dads a safe place to open up and find support. Let me tell you about Daniel. Daniel's son had a significant medical disability. A few months ago, Daniel walked into one of our men's events. You could see the anxiety he was carrying. Usually men don't feel comfortable opening up, especially around men they've never met before. But these events, they're different. Daniel quickly recognized he could safely share his experiences, the years of anger, frustration, anxiety, and the daily struggle of balancing work and family. By the end of that meeting, I could see that Daniel's burdens had begun to lift because of the encouragement he had received. Later that day, when I checked in on him and welcomed him to the community, his response was, "I'm so glad to meet everyone and be a part of this group. I am pumped about this." 2 things happened that night. He found his people, and he found a community where he could open up and let go of his anxiety and anger.
Our second area of impact is moms. Our moms also experience deep isolation, exhaustion, and extreme stress. Statistics show that moms of children with special needs are typically the primary caregivers, often forcing them to become underemployed or to leave careers that they love. I know that was part of my story. And what happens when you are a single parent carrying the weight of all that is required? Let me share with you about Kate. Kate first came to one of our moms' events not knowing a single person. Over dinner, laughter, and genuine conversation with other moms, she gradually began to open up. With tears in her eyes, she shared how incredibly isolated and alone she had felt. Kate had 3 small children, all recently diagnosed with autism, and she was completely overwhelmed. But by the end of that night, Kate had direction on specific resources and next steps, tangible offers of support from our team, and perhaps most importantly, a community of women who truly understood her struggles. Over the following months, we watched her move from despair toward hope. We saw her shift from tears and overwhelm to laughter, empowerment, and optimism for the future. Kate's involvement with Hope on the Hard Road didn't just change her present life, it changed the trajectory of her children's lives as well. And what about families? For couples raising children with special needs, the strain on marriages can be overwhelming. Studies show divorce rates as high as 87% in these families. That's why one of our most important areas of focus is supporting marriages, because when mom and dad thrive, so does the whole family. Through our date nights and relationship-focused resources, we create spaces for couples to reconnect, to just breathe, and to remember that they're not alone in this journey. Strengthening the foundation of the family isn't just good for parents, it's essential for the well-being of the entire household.
When I was coaching football, one of my favorite things was seeing how the game brought all kinds of people together around a shared purpose. We had different personalities, different talents, and different stories. But what united us was the goal of being successful as a team. And the strongest teams, they were the ones where the players genuinely cared for each other. That love showed up most during adversity. When the things got tough, those teams didn't fall apart. They rallied around each other. They supported each other through the challenges, and every player came out stronger because of it. And that's exactly what we see with Hope on the Hard Road. We are a team, a community of moms, dads, and families walking this hard road together. We have teammates who encourage us, fight alongside us, and stand with us through the adversity. And together, we come out the other side stronger, with renewed hope to care for our families. Now, that kind of strength doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of showing up again and again, year after year. What you're about to see is a reflection of that commitment.
For families raising children with disabilities, it is truly a hard road, and yet there's always hope. When we found community, when we found resources, it made life so much more doable. It brought hope back into the picture for us.
We realized how many other families are out there on that same journey and how many other families could be impacted by some of the things that we needed, community and resources to navigate the road.
Our daughter's diagnosis is one of autism and developmental disabilities, and so there's just days where she's dysregulated. We're dealing hands-on with behaviors, meltdowns that are difficult.
One of the biggest things I want people to understand is just the depth and challenge and sacrifice these families are experiencing in order to raise the child, and how it affects the entire family. And it's 24/7, but it's also a lifelong endeavor. This is the life I've been given, and this is the child I've been given, and find the good in it and find the hope in it and see that it's different, but there's some things that are gonna be much better. There's some things you're just not gonna experience, but there's other things you're gonna find better. I mean, my kid's not gonna drive. She won't get married, but she'll always be my little girl and I'll always be her guy. So you have to just embrace what you got, and yet you find room to also grieve what you're missing.
We have events every month for families to be involved in, everything from our monthly meetups where moms get together and have some coffee and connect, dads go out for some good grub and connect.
And then also, we do community events where you're seeing the entire family and having their family invited with all the disabilities on display, and not have any kind of, air of, oh, you're not welcome. The creating environments that this is where they belong and they're welcome and we want them here.
Other people that understood the isolation, and other people that understood the difficulties that we face day in and day out.
It's just been great to, feel like you're not walking alone in this, to feel like you're not the only one, and to have a community to lean on. Sometimes just a conversation just helps lighten up your heart and lighten up your mind. I've been able to have that here and build a community, a family, friends.
When they find community, and they find other people that get it, the lifeline that brings to them, the hope that just kind of brings with inside of them to take that next step, to start seeing there's a purpose in their life and that they can rally around it. That brings hope, and then all of a sudden they're realizing, wait, maybe there is something to this life. I don't need to continue to be despaired. I don't need to be isolated. I can find people that get it.
Finding that connection and that encouragement through resources and being empowered is what brings hope to these families. What you just saw is the result of 6 years of consistency, stewardship, and a community that believes families on the hard road deserve more than just survival. They deserve support, dignity, and hope. But there is still a chapter yet to be written. What happens when a child with special needs turns 22 and the system steps back, but the need doesn't? For thousands of families, including our own, this question isn't hypothetical. It's a reality. This year, our daughter reaches that milestone, known in the special needs community as aging out. When school-based services end, so do many of the structured supports that brought routine, growth, and community. What's left are long waiting lists or low-quality programs that leave adults isolated and families overwhelmed. We're not okay with that, and we know we're not alone. That's why Hope on the Hard Road is stepping boldly into this next chapter of our mission.
The Hope Center is that next step, a visionary model offering half-day programming with opportunities for job training, life skills, and social engagement for adults with special needs. A place of purpose, dignity, and belonging. We believe God is inviting us to build this, but we can't do it alone.
As we look to the future, the question is this: who will walk this road with us? We know where we're going, but to get there and to continue serving the families, we need prayer warriors. We need partners who will bring their wisdom, their networks, and their talents.
Our mission is simple but powerful: to walk with families and remind them they're not alone. And tonight, we're inviting you to walk with us.
This work reminds us daily of these words from 1 Thessalonians 5:11. Speak encouraging words to one another. Build up hope so that you'll all be together in this. No one left out, no one left behind.
Thank you for letting us share our story, and thank you for helping us bring hope for families on the hard road.